Yes sir, yes sir. What's good, y'all? Here we are, back in this thing, one more time, one more game. Let's talk, review, complain, show love, all that good stuff, alright? Today we jumping on Star Wars Jedi motherfucking Survivor, you feel me? Man, I'm so glad I got to play this one, bruh. And I really wanted to finish this as soon as possible because for some miraculous ass reason, I cannot seem to avoid spoilers for this series. Same thing happened with the first one, bro. Like, game hasn't even been out for a week and I'm already seeing clips on Instagram. No warning, nothing, bro. They just put that shit in my face. Pause. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all, you know, this would have been a day one purchase, but sometimes it get a little scarce out there. You know, resources they deplete. And suddenly, you ain't got the wiggle room to move how you want to move. So, shout out and appreciate my bro for letting me get this game for the free. Hopefully one day a bigger name will supply the game if you picking up what I'm putting down. With all that being said, this is me doing you the courtesy of providing the massive spoiler warning ahead because this is the final boss fight. Now let's jump right into it. Alright, now from the jump, it was easy to see, no surprise at all, this series did not lose its luster. It is every bit as, if not more, brutal and challenging than the first. To the point where, if you are one of those few, I'm sure very humble Jedi that have finished this game on Grandmaster difficulty, I'm not gonna lie, you got it like that. Yoda does not have shit on you. Congratulations, that is a skill to be recognized. I ain't gonna lie, there was definitely a time or two I had to resist the urge to launch my controller across the room. So I guess mission accomplished if they was trying to infuriate the player base with these Herculean ass challenges that they called force tears this time. Don't get it twisted, it's definitely a welcome new addition to this game, but these ones right here gonna test you for real. They genuinely do make you operate at peak performance. But it's funny though, because it's when you're operating at peak performance that you get hypercritical and start analyzing the game on a deeper level, you know what I mean? Yo, no cap, the majority of my gripes with this game and its mechanics came from playing these, probably because the challenges by nature have the most intense scenarios. On me, bro, I really want to know what this game looks like if it had a dodge roll mechanic, dude. Because in a lot of ways, the gameplay in Survivor, to me, felt a little bit faster than it did in Fallen Order. So I was trying to play this, probably way too aggressively now that I'm thinking about it. But just like in Fallen Order, I went basically the majority of this game wishing that I could constantly put more distance between myself and my enemies with the dash by itself. And that wasn't really working out for real. Enemies in this game was not going for that. I think it's because it might have made the combat too easy. If Cal could move that fast, that quick, no matter how good it was, I know this franchise is not the Force Unleashed, but it's inevitably gonna draw some comparisons since they're the two biggest single-player narrative Star Wars games in recent memory. So a slower paced combat system focused on timing, control, patience is likely how they wanted to create some uniqueness, you know? And honestly, I'm down with it because it kind of makes perfect canonical sense, considering the Jedi are all about not fighting with emotion and keeping the heads cool, while the Sith are, you know, very much the complete opposite. So there's that. If I'm gonna be completely honest though, easily my biggest issue with this game is that you cannot switch stances without meditating first. Fam, be fucking for real. Bro, why is the game made this way? I can't understand this approach because this is the most counterproductive video game mechanic I done seen in a minute, bro. Shit, I could be wrong. I'm not though. But I thought the whole point of having different stances was to make the gameplay more dynamic by forcing the player to be adaptable. You know, switching combat stances mid-fight to adjust their playstyle based on each individual encounter. Makes sense, right? Sounds perfectly logical. Nah, you thought you was gonna have the agency to make these decisions on your own? Oh hell nah, you gotta guess which stance is best for which area before you go in there. Or better yet, find out you guessed wrong 10 minutes later when you see how much easier it would have been to deal with these droids if you had a double-sided saber. Then double back from the meditation site after they mollywop your ass so you can get your lick back. That process sucks. That mechanic sucks. Next. These next couple points are more so areas where I think the game kind of fumbled a little bit rather than like hard fundamental issues. The story's good. I like it. I'm down with the concept of continuing Cal's search for refuge from the Empire. But me personally, I wasn't really rocking with Dagan Gera as a villain. Just didn't really do it for me. So I guess it worked out that he wasn't the final boss because Bo's betrayal hit harder than anything he did throughout the entire game. But I mean, I get where he's coming from. Dagan, like, I'd be upset too if I felt like the spiritual order I devoted my entire life to wasn't there for me when I needed him. But this dude just a dickhead. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, I wanted to cut off his other arm and throw itching powder on that nigga. I mean, yo, come on. This man exercises some form of violence in almost every scene he's in. So it was hard to feel for the guy because it was so, like, impossible to empathize with him. It came off as very, very, like, I'm evil because this game needs another boss fight. You feel me? Side note, forgive my tangent. It's gonna be quick, I promise. But the thing I appreciated most about Dagan Gera was that he's from a different era of Star Wars. Originally, I thought he was from the Old Republic, but I just Googled it, and he's actually from the High Republic. I don't know the difference between the two, but that's my point. I'm not the first person to say this, but I genuinely believe it, like, a lot. So I'm definitely going to throw some fuel on that fire. Disney needs to let go of the Skywalker saga. Anything that relates to it. I'm talking prequels, original trilogy, sequels, all that stuff, it can go, bro. All the characters in it, they can take a break for a minute. Star Wars is so much bigger than that point in history, bro. Like, there are so many untapped stories and so much lost lore within the different eras of Star Wars. I really just want to go to a movie and be able to sit down in front of a big screen and see Star Wars before this started doing the rule of two. Because before that, they were way more prevalent, and if you had the Force and decided to pick up a lightsaber, best believe you was gonna be in them trenches because everybody was fighting at that time. Now, of course, that would require Disney to step up the game a little bit because lightsaber combat choreography has become the drizzling shits, and that toilet is about to overflow. No cap. Anyone, please. Tell me if I'm wrong because I would love to watch, but name a fight that was on the caliber, a live action fight that has been on the caliber of Anakin versus Obi-Wan, Yoda versus Darth Sidious, Duel of the Fates. Like, come on, like, I would like to see something. I'm just saying, I was too young to play the original Knights of the Old Republic game, and whoever's making that one only just recently came out and said, oh yeah, it's still coming, so don't get worried. So I'm kind of starved for content on the Old Republic side, and based off what I've heard, all the good things, very few bad things, but it doesn't seem outside the realms of possibility to build a whole new franchise around Darth Revan. That's just me though. Something like that I feel like could really revitalize the whole IP and bring Star Wars back to what it used to be. But hey, whatever. So Dagan ain't really do it for me like that, but his boss fights were cool. You fight him 3 different times actually. Third time was the best time in my opinion, although I will say I do think it was a missed opportunity to not have the camera inverted when Dagan switches the fight to the ceiling. Maybe it would have been too complicated because if the player's upside down, then maybe that would have meant the movement controls would also have to be inverted. But I don't know, maybe it's just a cool idea on paper. But like, all the boss fights were cool. I mean, Ravis was dope. Cage had an awesome surprise at the end, and that I know it wasn't really a boss fight, but that robot shit that they had you run through after you got the dash ability, that was a fucking thrill ride, bruh. But even the final boss encounter had everything you wanted it to. I mean, high stakes, emotional significance, intense combat, and don't even get me started on that man Rick the door technician. He is one of the Empire's elite employees. I really hope that dude was marked for promotion because I know he's been putting in hours. I also
yeah,
all the game's biggest moments hit like they should have. I also love that BD1 is much more useful this time around. Sometimes you gotta use them to solve a little platforming puzzle, or you get them to hack an enemy droid to help you in battle. I'm all for making that little nigga carry his weight, because chilling on my shoulder, making me beg for healing stems is not gonna cut it. This time around, BD1 felt a lot more helpful, so I deadass chose to customize him exclusively in pristine condition. Because my droid's only functioning with them top shelf parts. Now Cal, on the other hand, his customization left a lot to be desired. I can see little attempts here and there that show the amount of effort put into some areas. Like the added detail when it comes to hair can't be ignored. It just can't. I'm telling you, if you choose a hairstyle with some volume, you can actually see Cal's hair flowing in the wind in real time, like when you jump off a cliff or you're running, and that shit is immaculate. No homo, I just really wish that some of the same attention to detail was shown to other customizable options. For example, like you can't customize the Mantis at all in this one. Ship skins are just non-existent this time around, and I really don't care that much because it's not a big deal. You don't be doing much on a ship like that anyway, like you don't use it for it like that. But it's just the fact that I could in a previous game, so I was expecting to be able to again. Basically, I don't like having an option taken away from me, because if it was there, I would use it. But it didn't even stop at the ship though, because like I wasn't really rocking with the clothes like and outfits in this game either. By the end of the game, you get some, but it's not nearly as much as I would have wanted to. And yes, I know you can like buy clothes from the shops, but I feel like the currency to get those clothes is too hard to retain. And I know you can also get pieces of clothing through like chests, like picking them up in a chest drop. But it's from my playthrough, it was extremely rare to get a piece of clothing from a chest, because you have so many other options they could give you, like a Kyber crystal, a saber hilt, a perk, even though those were rare also. But yeah, it left a lot to be desired in that aspect. Like it wasn't bad, it just wasn't enough. Because I'm not gonna lie, like the garments are pretty cool. Like I mess with them, but I spent a lot of time of the game wearing something because I had to, not because I wanted to. You feel me? And I don't like being forced into a box like that. I wanted to save the galaxy in some Jedi drip, but I ended up spending the whole game too lazy to keep looking for it and too broke to put that shit on. So just fuck me, I guess. At the end of the day, man, this game is solid. Definitely not perfect, like I mentioned, due to some relatively small things, depending on who you ask. Some things fell by the wayside. I also thought there weren't that many planets to go to, and perks made an underwhelmingly small impact on my playthrough. But there's no question that there is a game to be appreciated here, because they, for the most part, improved on everything they did before, while also leaving enough potential to continue Cal's journey with another game that your boy will most definitely keep his ear to the streets for. And if that's the case, all I can do is say well done. Excellent job, Respawn. Y'all did some nice work here. Put simply, if you like Jedi Fallen Order, this is a no-brainer. But though, that's another one down. Damn. Okay, so it's been really cool getting these last 3 videos out. I think I started with Gotham Knights, and then the Order 1886, and then now this one. Hopefully you've been able to see some changes and the little improvements I made. I'm on Premiere Pro now, so I started adding background music to the videos, and I'm relying on scripts more, so that way the message is a bit more organized and the commentary is a bit more coherent. So yeah, just little things, little things to build a solid foundation, for the future and stuff. Yeah, so I'm not really sure when this one's gonna go out, but let's just say if I'm really on it and I'm really about that life, if another video comes out within a month of this one releasing, then I'll know I'm in it that'll be the goal to strive for. So yeah, I hope to see y'all then. But yeah, like I said, appreciate your ears. Thank you for listening. Stay smooth out there. Health and wealth to the gang. Alright, peace.